All right, good morning. My name is Terry Kasinga. I'm the Chief of Public and Media Affairs at Caltrans District 8. We've partnered here today with Kaufman Parsons joint venture for the I-15 Cajon Paving job, and also with Atkinson's Construction on the I-15 215 Devore interchange project to bring you and the motorist an update on construction work in the Cajon Pass. We'll also give you a quick update on the State Route 138 project, the widening job that intersects here with Interstate 15 in the pass. Caltrans is here today to alert motorists who use the Cajon Pass that the next crossover configuration will begin this Friday, July 17th on the southbound Interstate 15. We understand this method has caused some delays to motorists and longer than usual for commuters coming up and down the hill into the high desert and beyond into the Las Vegas region. Caltrans apologizes for this inconvenience that the road work has caused, but we'd like to help the traveling public understand that there is a method to this madness. Some of the benefits of doing it the way we've been doing it with the crossover and the bypass configurations, this option was chosen for the Cajon paving job to save time and money. This job is under the design build process, and that allows innovation and flexibility during and before construction. The crossover method provides the contractor with a greater work window, and then this allows for a longer cure time on the pavement for a better product in the end. And that longer life pavement we're expecting in this Cajon Pass could be up to 60 years. It also provides a safe work zone, not only for the motorists, but mostly for the workers who are working in behind that K-rail when you see those crossover configurations. It also reduces future maintenance and lane closures that Caltrans would otherwise have to go do in the past. We know that the pavement has not been replaced here in the past or a major overhaul in at least 60 years, maybe more. So we're hoping to be able, with this project, to come out with a product that will last up to that life period. But the good news is the pain in the pass will not last. The crossover configuration will be removed by Thanksgiving. And the Devore project has an update too that they're going to give you about some work that's going to be taking place over the coming weeks that will also be finished before Thanksgiving. This configuration, the crossover, is the last major traffic configuration for the I-15 Cajon project that will have significant impacts to motorists on the southbound 15 and also into the northbound traffic. Both of those projects will be completed in 2016. At this time, I'd like to introduce Don Ryder with Kaufman Specialties. He's the project manager for the Interstate 15 Cajon Paving Project.
Thank you, Terry. As Terry stated, we're here today for the traveling public going down the Cajon southbound lanes. We will begin the crossover this Friday in the early morning of July 17th. What is this crossover lane all about? If you look at this over here, it's basically putting two southbound lanes on the northbound side for a configuration that'll last 10 weeks. Like Terry said, it benefits us to put in 5 miles of paving in 10 weeks with a 40-year lifespan. The additional benefit to this allows our workers, the traveling public, and our equipment behind K-rail for a safe traveling roadway. The southbound I-15 traffic will be diverted to the northbound 15 roadbed using a quick change movable barrier machine, which is behind us right here. It allows us to move the barrier back and forth from 1 to 2 lanes during peak commuter traffic. The location of the crossover is approximately 1.5 miles north of Highway 138 and 2 miles south of Cleghorn Road. We will be having 4 lanes northbound and southbound open continually to the traveling public during peak commuter hours. We will be moving the lanes back and forth twice a day, early as 3 a.m. in the morning and 10 a.m. We expect this to be in, like Terry said, a 10-week duration. I got some helpful do's and don'ts that will help you to make your decision if you're going to go in the crossover or not. Please do not go in the crossover if your vehicle is not operating properly. In addition to this, if you want to exit Route 138 or Cleghorn, go on the southbound mainline roadway. There's no trucks, buses, trailers, or heavy RVs allowed in the crossover. Make sure you have a full tank of gas. While in the crossover, we only have a 4-foot shoulder, so if you have any doubt of breaking down in there, don't go in there, because if you do break down, you're going to block traffic, and then we'll have a lot of backup in the crossover. In addition to this, we've implemented some additional signage. As you can see here, watch for stop traffic and traffic split ahead. Also, please be aware that the 60-mile-an-hour speed limit is throughout the whole Cajon Pass. It's posted. Trucks are posted at 45 miles per hour. And for this configuration, we've added additional highway patrol and freeway service patrol to remove broken down vehicles. And remember, in this construction area, the fines are doubled, so slow down to the 60 mile. We also will implement, as always, the weekly commuter, which we put out every week throughout the corridor, the 13 mile from Oak Hill to Kenwood Avenue, that shows what ramps are closed and what lane closures are being taken. It is imperative that motorists maintain awareness of the traffic configuration, reduce their speed, and pay close attention to the signage and other vehicles traveling. Please remember to slow down when driving through the pass. It makes it safer for everyone, us and you. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much, Don. At this time, I'd like to introduce Robert Chavez. He's the Public Relations Consultant with Westbound Communications, speaking for the Atkinson project on the 15215 in Devore.
Thank you, Terry. As Terry had mentioned earlier, the Devore interchange project is on schedule to be completed in 2016. In fact, today we're a little bit more than 75% complete. When this project is completed, there will be a general use lane added in each direction along the 15, as well as truck bypass lanes about 2 miles on the 15. In addition to that, there are going to be also improvements at all of the ramp interchanges, the connectors, and then also some local street improvements. But today we are happy to announce that there will be a major milestone that's being reached, and that is that the northbound 15 to the southbound 215 connector, the new one, will be opened later on today. So that is something that motorists will be able to take advantage of as quickly as today. Additionally, the southbound 215 Devore Road off-ramp is now open and available for people to exit out Devore Road. And then also during this time, we are also closing the northbound I-15 Devore Road on-ramp. This is going to be for approximately 30 days, about a month. And during this time, motorists will be asked to use the Glen Helen Parkway ramps off of the I-15. We also want to make a quick announcement that in August, we are still working on dates, but there will be a series of 12-hour lane closures in each direction on the 15. This will happen over a series of weekends in possibly in the August timeframe. More information will follow. We'll be following up, and you'll be able to get that information online. We also just want to remind motorists about the safety factor, and that is to please slow down through the construction zones. Also to be careful to pay attention to merging vehicles coming from the construction area. And we just thank you for the patience while we work to complete this project in 2016.
Great, thank you so much, Robert. Okay, I'm going to introduce now Brian Alvarez, officer with the California Highway Patrol, with some very important information to motorists on both of these projects in the past.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Brian Alvarez with the California Highway Patrol. And I'm here just to provide some safety tips, but also to let the public know what the California Highway Patrol will be doing during these next 10 weeks while the crossover lane is in effect. The speed limit, as my partners mentioned before, the speed limit is reduced to 60 miles per hour and 45 miles an hour for commercial vehicles. We are going to be strongly enforcing that. We will have additional CHP units helping us enforce that. We want to remind people to slow down, give themselves ample time while they're driving through the Cajon Pass. Expect delays. We saw some delays the last time the crossover lane was implemented. So we want people to give themselves plenty of time, and we want their vehicles to be in proper working order. If they suspect they might have an issue with their vehicle, we're asking the public, please do not use the crossover lanes. Use the main line. We also going to have freeway services patrol added freeway services patrol. They will be assisting motorists that are broken down or may have some mechanical issues. We're out there to help the public, but if the public can help us, we also want to remind the public that those are our partners out there working behind those K-rails, and to have their safety in mind when they're trying to get through the Cajon Pass. We want to remind the public to, not for commercial vehicles and vehicles pulling trailers, not to use the crossover lane. That is something else that the CHP will be looking for. And lastly, we just ask for the public's patience while driving through the Cajon Pass. Like Terry said, the pain will not last very long. We just need to get through it together. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brian. I'm going to give you a short update on the 138 project. The 138 project starts here at the Interstate 15 and travels westward to Oasis Road, Phelan area. What we're doing is adding 2 lanes in each direction with a median buffer. Right now there is daytime work behind the K-rail and there is no night work planned as of now. The project is about $47 million, and we began work in March of this year, and we will be complete at the end of 2016. The project manager, construction manager for that job has asked me to ask motorists using the 138 and people that live up in the Wrightwood and Phelan and Pinion communities to please slow down. The speed limit is 55 through there, and watch for the workers because they are very close to that roadway. At this time, I want to give some helpful information and tips for motorists on behalf of Caltrans. Plan ahead before you use the Cajon Pass. For daily lane closures, we recently started tweeting these for the Devore project and the Cajon paving job on our Twitter account at Caltrans8. Every day in the afternoon, you're going to get tweets that tell you what the lane closures are for the next day for Devore and Cajon. For project information, you can go to project websites, and those can be found in our press kits. You can always go to our website, the Caltrans website at caltrans8.info for any road work in the Inland Empire for Riverside and San Bernardino. Very important, we want people to remember that there is no access to State Route 138 or to Cleghorn Road if you are in the crossover lane. You will not be able to get out to get to those exits. You will have to continue through the crossover, turn around, and go back on the southbound direction of 15. We want you to help us avoid fires in the pass. Do not throw cigarettes or any burning objects out of the window on any state highway, but we all know is a little fire like that can turn into a big disaster and cause a lot of delays for a lot of people. Please do not use the crossover if you are going to drive slower than the speed limit. And again, remember the speed limit is 60 miles an hour in the Cajon Pass through both of these construction projects. High speed has been the #1 cause of accidents during this construction term. And again, it causes long delays for everyone once we have an accident. I want motorists to know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. We plan to get in here and get out before Thanksgiving, so the pain in the pass will not last.